At this point, Russian bias is just a part of War Thunder, but is it even real? The answer isn't what you'd expect. A lot of players say Russian vehicles get special treatment, and honestly, it's not hard to see why people think that. For example, some Russian SPIAs in the game have APHE shells, even though there isn't any real proof they actually use them in real life. That instantly makes them way stronger than they should be, because now they can delete planes and casually one-shot tanks. Meanwhile, other nations' SPAAs only get what's fully confirmed. Stuff like that makes the community raise an eyebrow. But if you look closer, there are a lot of times where Russian vehicles only feel stronger. A bunch of Soviet tanks were designed with sloped armor and compact interiors. So in War Thunder, they naturally bounce random shots you think should have pegged. That's not really bias. That's just how the tanks were built. If you compare that to early American and British vehicles with flatter armor or big weak spots, it's going to feel pretty unfair even when it isn't. Then there's the ammo. A lot of Russian tanks use APHE that explodes inside your tank and wipes your entire crew in one hit. It feels overpowered, but that's literally how those shells behave. If you compare it to nations that rely more on solid shot or lower HE rounds, the Russian stuff is obviously going to feel scarier, even if it's historically accurate. Now, the BR system is where most players start yelling Russian bias. Sometimes Russia gets vehicles sitting at BRs where everything lines up. Strong APHE, armor that bounces weird shots, and reloads that feel just a little too good. But every nation has BR brackets like this. Germany has nasty lineups. The US has some straight-up nasty vehicles at certain BRs. Even Sweden and Italy have their moments. The difference is that whenever Russia gets something strong at a BR, the entire community jumps on it because it fits the bias meme. And we also have to talk about Gaijin themselves. Gaijin started in Russia, and even though the company isn't based there anymore, a lot of players still bring up that connection. It doesn't automatically mean the devs are boosting Russian vehicles on purpose, but it does make the community more suspicious whenever a Soviet tank gets modeled very generously, or a Russian vehicle gets a weird ammo type nobody else gets. So even if it isn't intentional, the fact that the game's origins are Russian makes the whole bias argument feel more believable for a lot of people. So when you compare both sides, you end up with a mix. Russia does get some questionable stuff, like SPAAs with ammo they probably never had. But they also have plenty of mid-vehicles, paper armor tanks, and awkward designs that nobody complains about because it doesn't match the Russian bias joke. So is Russian bias real? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. A lot of it comes from real tank designs or how the game models ammo. And the rest is just the community having fun with a meme that's probably never going away. I would like to thank the guy in the background for the background footage, as I suck to bad to have good gameplay. The script is written by me and said by 11labs.io